inspirational, but it just wouldn't be our style.
Yeah, I'd like to hear it.
SportsTownChicago.com. Lombard, part of the Be On Air network and available on the TuneIn app.
Hell yeah.
Broadcast home for your Windy City Bulls and the Chicago Dogs. We're in a league of our own. Now, here's your SportsTownChicago.com scoreboard update.
Hey, Charlie here with Football with the Fellas at 3 p.m. today. We got some news for you guys. It's Charlie and you're watching Football with the Fellas. In today's news, Jets fired GM Joe Douglas after 3-8 start. Douglas had led a 30-64 record with no winning seasons and no playoff appearances in his tenure with the Jets. So glad that they finally got him up out of there. MLB rookie awards were given out last night. Luis Gil of the Yankees taking home AL Rookie of the Year. And then Paul Skeens of the Pirates also went to LSU. Go Tigers. And he took home the National League Rookie of the Year. All righty. In other news, in the past week, with the update, I mean, we just had Jake Paul, was it Logan or Jake? We had Jake Paul and Mike Tyson square off. Jake Paul got the win, of course. I mean, I think if it was a legitimate fight, Mike would have smacked him around, but all righty.
This is your home for sports. SportsTownChicago.com.
Joe's Hot Dogs has been around since 1953, but I promise it's not old news. You don't have to like hot dogs to like Joe's on Plainfield Road in Joliet. Italian beef, hot dogs, shakes, and sides. My family's had a relationship with Joe's Hot Dogs for 3 generations. Golden fries with a tad bit of salt and the perfect amount of crunch come in a bag as big as your hand. And that's just small. For more on the menu, visit joeshotdogsjoliet.com, bringing that classic Chicago flavor to the suburbs. That's Joe's Hot Dogs across from CVS on Plainfield Road in Joliet.
At the football game, Jim shows the telltale signs of being wasted. He starts flexing for the camera. He refers to his muscles as gunboats. He screams, "How's this for a halftime show?" Jim streaks the field.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many to drive. But what if you've had just one too many to drive? Never underestimate just a few. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, the Ad Council, and this station.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and Windy City News Radio.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is now the Illinois Media School. We've been an institution in the Chicagoland area now for 30 years. Because the broadcasting world is always changing, so are we. Not only are we teaching radio and television production, but now you can learn all aspects of the media industry, like web design. You can even specialize in TV or film, sports broadcasting, and even sales. No matter where you are in the Chicagoland area, we have a campus near you. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com.
Maybe that was money. Tell me that wasn't money.
Yo, check us out. We are the go-to guys. I'm your boy Space.
I'm your boy MC.
Check us out every Thursday
from 4 to 5 p.m.
We spitting all facts, all sports, all day.
Yes, sir. Who else you gonna go to in the clutch?
Lillard, long range three, and it's good!
Keeping you up to date with all the latest sports news.
We are
the go-to guys.
Where else you gonna get all your sports news from?
You know,
SportsTownChicago.com.
St. Patrick's Day, the only day of the year that it's okay to not boo the Boston Celtics. I will show you mercy. SportsTownChicago.com.
How we doing, folks? Back here with football with the fellas. Right now, we're gonna dive into some scores from the past week, just to get a little recap of what happened in the league last week. So the first game we had Commanders Eagles last Thursday. Where was it? It was at Philly. Eagles scored 20 points in the fourth quarter to make it very interesting, make it a ball game again. And it was only 10-6 going into the fourth. So kind of a lacking on the offensive end there, but Saquon gets two tugs. Good for my fantasy team. And then for good divisional game. Next game we'll dive into is Bears-Packers, another great divisional game. This one's crazy. Bears lose to the Packers again, marking their 11th straight loss to the team. They haven't won since like 2018, I think it was, against the Packers. Classic Bears activity. They know how to lose if it's one thing they know how to do. They know how to pull out a loss. Santos' game-winning attempt was blocked by Carl Brooks. I think he's a rookie this year, second-year player. What a heartbreaking way to lose it. You think you're winning at the end of the game. It's very reminiscent of a couple weeks ago with the Commanders. Hail Mary pass to win it in the last second. So we'll let Ethan take it away for these next games.
Yeah, so the Lions blew out the Jaguars 52-6. Are we good? Okay, it was lagging, so sorry about that. The Lions quarterback, what's his name, Charlie? What's his name?
Jared Goff.
Yeah, starts his second game with the Jaguars. However, the Lions scored 7 touchdowns on them, which is why they have 52 points.
Yeah, very impressive. I mean, Lions really know how to get down. They're just really beating the snot out of any team they play this year. Yeah, I mean, they look good. I honestly think they look like the best team in the NFC right now. Eagles are always going to be talented as heck, but I don't know. Lions are just taking teams apart, kind of like the Saints in week 1 and 2. But
they got a really good record, so.
All right, we'll let you dive into the second game.
The Rams have beat the Patriots 28-22. Stafford throws 4 touchdowns, 1 to Kupp and 1 to.
I think he threw 2 to Kupp, 1 to Nakua.
2 to Kupp and 1 to Nakua.
Kupp had like a 70-yarder.
Which gave them the 28. 28-22. Barely beating them.
Yep, nail biter. Alrighty, we're gonna dive into Saints Browns. So we had Jameis Winston starting his 3rd game for Cleveland against his former team, the Saints, of course. I mean, this really zoomed out as like a trash bowl, meaningless football game, but also no football game's meaningless. Just no playoff implications here, but we're hurting our draft stock. Taysom Hill, 3 rushing touchdowns. I mean, I'm dying for someone to tell me a better football player all around. I mean, someone who's great at everything. He had a 40-yard kick return, throwing passes. He's had punt returns in the past. He had one in Thanksgiving a couple years ago against Atlanta. I mean, blocking punts, returning kicks, playing kickoff team, playing quarterback, playing tight end, playing fullback, playing running back. I mean, literally, what can't he do? He's the perfect player for, I don't know, he would be the perfect like role player in NBA terms for like a championship team. But unfortunately, he's stuck with us. Still shining though. He's missed a bunch of games this year. But yeah, we scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. It was a tie ball game going into the fourth. And then we just run away with it there. Juwan Johnson gets a touchdown grab. I couldn't even tell you his last grab. Touchdown grab. We win the turnover battle. I mean, you're not going to see this against any other team, really, especially we just lost Lattimore. We're going to need the 70-yard touchdown again.
Bit more.
Like how long?
You got another 7 minutes.
Sweet, sounds good. All right. So we'll go back into some other scores from the past week, just recapping these games quickly. We had Vikings beat the Titans 23-13. What's notable there? I don't know. Vikings get another win against a bad team. I don't know. I don't think they're very legitimate championship wise. I mean, you can be a good regular season team. I don't think Sam Darnold is. He had a good start to the year, but it was exactly that, a good start. Tua throws 3 touchdowns in his second game back. They've won 2 games in a row. The Dolphins, they beat the Raiders 34-19. It might be like a scoreagami game. I don't think I've ever seen that score. And we had Colts-Jets. Colts win by 1. I'm really not bought in at all to the Anthony Richardson hype. Like, of just how everyone going into the year swore he was going to be the number 1 fantasy quarterback, and he was just these guys I feel like never turn out well. Like, dudes who don't start multiple years. I'll let Ethan take it away here for a second.
Yeah, so yeah, Ravens, Steelers.
Jump back
Steelers
over.
beat the Ravens 18-16. Another close game.
Yeah, so I mean, circling back to Colts, to Anthony Richardson. I mean, that's just what happens when you draft quarterbacks so high that have started 12 college games or whatever, you know what I mean? So you just never really know what those guys, and I just don't like Bryce Young benched, like all the quarterbacks that get drafted in the first round. I want to see how much of them are actually good. I mean, because I feel like there's like 4 every year. There's more and more drafted, more and more drafted. Since 17, yeah, Trubisky, bust. Then you have Mahomes, awesome. It's so hit or miss. Watson, hit at the time, you know what I mean? Kaiser, massive miss. CJ Beathard, massive miss. He wasn't even a first rounder. But then 2018, you got Lamar, Josh Rosen, Josh Daniel, Lamar Jackson, Josh Rosen, Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. So, I mean, out of that, you have two one, I mean, just like they're not a proven benched. Trey Lance benched. Zach Wilson benched. Like all these dudes they don't turn out. Kenny Pickett benched. Desmond Ridder benched. None of these dudes turn out, I feel like. So that's why this year I'm scared for guys like, who am I scared for? I mean, Cam Ward. Cam Ward's scary. He's such an athlete, but it's a scary draft pick to take because he's balled out for 1 year. I mean, he balled out at Washington State, but it's like against what competition? ESPN has Carson Beck as the number 1 quarterback in this coming year, and I do not agree with that. Yeah, they got Cam Ward at 10. But I mean, yeah, it's just a scary prospect to take. A lot like the Trey Lances or the Anthony Richardsons, like some big athlete that can hit, but I feel like never does. All right, how we doing on time, Ethan?
Got about a minute left, and then we can.
All right, we'll let you recap whatever you want to recap from the past week.
All right, well, we can go back to the Steelers versus I got to get this up here because this is the you have it up there. Steelers versus who?
I'm on college football right now.
Ah, okay, that's fine.
Steelers.
I'm just trying to get it up.
Ravens.
Steelers versus the Ravens, 18-16. Some highlights from that game are a 50-yard field goal from Chris Boswell. 57-yard field goal. Also from Chris Boswell. But yeah, let's transition to talking about injuries now. So, would you like to start, Charlie?
Alrighty, let's dive into some more recent injuries. So let me pull up my chart here. But yeah, I mean, we had last week Darnell Mooney. We got an update on his injuries. I believe it was a hamstring injury, and it's expected not to be serious. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see once they get the official testing. We had, let me see who else here. Roquan Smith, he went down. He was ruled out the rest of the game against the Steelers. I mean, I think they probably would have won if he was playing. He's such a beast. He's literally the definition of a quarterback on the defense. But he left the game due to a hamstring injury and didn't return, but he's expected this coming week. Who else do we got? We got Adam Thielen on Monday. Said he anticipates to play against the Chiefs. He also has a hamstring injury. We got Tevin Jenkins of the Bears. Head coach Matt Eberflus stated Monday that he's optimistic that he can return this week. So we'll see what really goes down with that. Bengals, we had DJ Turner go out during the game. So he sustained a fractured clavicle during Sunday's loss, and he was put. Bengals got a loaded injured reserve. Wow, Dax Hill on there, Zach Moss, Trent Brown. I mean, those are all quality starters. You know what I mean? Let's see. Myles Garrett held to 0 pressures, by the way, against the Saints. Sees Fuaga clamped him up, put him in a telephone booth. That doesn't even make sense. All right. Tyler Smith suffered an ankle injury against the Texans, the loss to the Texans. I mean, Cowboys are so embarrassing this year. Jerry Jones stated today that he was not expecting this record. And it's like, obviously, duh. But, I mean, you haven't performed. What do you expect? Zach Martin got hurt also in that Texans game. That's a major loss. I mean, he's such a beast. They had 5 dudes go down in this game. Jake Ferguson, no, he was ruled out remainder due to a concussion. Marquise Bell didn't return. Linebacker turned safety. He's an athletic freak. Tyler Guyton got hurt. Zach Martin got hurt. Tyler Smith got hurt. So they lost 3 linemen and the tight end. I mean, yeah, how do you expect to be a competent football team? You can't run the ball. And they got Zeke. Let's see. And Alex Anzalone was placed on the injured reserve Monday for a forearm injury. He was such a beast. Saints drafted him in that 2017 year. We got Lattimore, Trey Hendrickson, Ramczyk, Kamara, Marcus Williams. Yeah, so I miss him, but let's see. I mean, we'll let Ethan take it away. Go to ESPN and then just look up NFL injuries. So we'll let you.
ESPN NFL injuries.
Yeah. And then look at like the top of the list. It'll show like the recent ones, more recent ones. We have Isaiah Pacheco still is on the injured reserve, but he's expected to return for Week 12 against the Panthers. It's actually interesting. He hasn't played in a while.
Where?
Just injuries. Look up NFL injury status. And it should be the top one.
Here we go.
All right, start rattling stuff off.
That is not. All right, injuries. Or what games did you do?
Well, I mean, this is just by teams. So.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll start from injuries on the on the Bears. Once it loads up here. You got any more? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's loading now. Okay. So we got an ankle injury from Teven Jenkins. Jaquan Brisker has a concussion. Andrew Billings, pectoral injury. Bill Murray also has a pectoral injury. Stephen Carlson has a collarbone injury. Douglas Coleman III has an upper body injury. Patrick Scales has a back injury. And that's about it for the Bears injuries. For other injuries,
the second commercial break's at 30, right?
yeah. Well, no, not. We started a little late, so.
But what, it'll be like 4 minutes from now?
5 minutes.
Okay.
You want to keep going?
Britton Cup has not been designated to return. Names in here. Alex Highsmith probably won't play against the Browns Thursday. Mike Tomlin says he's got an ankle injury. Steelers also placed C.J. Henderson on the injured reserve. I mean, he was a beast at Florida and then got drafted to the Jaguars way too early and just has been on, I think, 3 teams since then. What?
All right, now
Jaguars, Panthers. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We got Packers injuries now. We got Marshawn Lloyd, ankle, hamstring, and appendix injury.
Wow.
Then we have Hare Alexander. I don't know if that's how you say that. Sorry.
I don't know either.
He had a knee injury and is questionable. Jordan Morgan has a shoulder injury and is an injured reserve. This one's from October. Luke Musgrave.
Oh man.
Ankle injury. And then from August, Tyler Davis has a shoulder injury and AJ Dillon has a neck injury. Or had probably by now. Or
Mike Evans spotted on feet Monday during the portion of practice that was open in the media for the Buccaneers, which that's a good. Tampa also, Jamel Dean is designated to return from the injured reserve list. So I mean that'll be, you're getting back to your best receiver and your best corner. So that's awesome for them. Let's see what else happened. Lattimore still didn't play last week. Yesterday, Dan Campbell said that he's hopeful that he can return to practice this week. Which, I mean, they knew what they were trading for when they traded for him. Lockdown corner, hasn't given up a touchdown on him since, week? I'll tell you right now. I think it was week, I don't even know, last week. It was 2 years ago. This is a game log. He's a stud. He's a stud, essentially, but he's hurt, always. I miss him already. It's going to be so weird when I actually see him for the first time in the Commanders' scarlet and gold. All right, we ready?
I was going to say, put your mic down a little bit. We got about 2 minutes till commercial break. So we can talk about the injuries on the Ravens. We have Arthur Mullet, who's questionable. Eddie Jackson, questionable. Sasuni Kane, questionable. I don't think that's how you say it.
I don't know either.
His ankle injury is questionable. Roquan Smith has a hamstring injury and is questionable. An injured reserve, Michael Pierce, with a calf injury. TJ Tampa, injury reserve with an ankle injury. Now we're back in October. The Ravens, Deontay Hardy with a knee injury. Christian Matthew in August, injury reserve, undisclosed injury. Trayvon Mullen, a shoulder injury, was injured reserve. Owen Wright, a foot injury, injured reserve.
Shit, I didn't even know, but Brock Purdy got hurt too. Monday, he was dealing with, after Sunday's loss, he was dealing with soreness in his his throwing shoulder. Doesn't appear to be long term, but Purdy was watched closely. And do fantasy football pick 'em.
This is your home for sports. Red Left! SportsTownChicago.com.
Take that exit and get to the Southern Cafe, home of the Nasty Biscuit on Roselle Road in Roselle. Get over there and try the chicken fried chicken biscuit made with the Southern Cafe's house-made drop biscuit with buttermilk chicken fried chicken smothered in country gravy, topped with shredded cheddar and crumbled hickory smoked bacon. I always say that when you go to the Southern Cafe, you come out with 2 meals with the heaping amounts of food they serve you in every meal. I love to go to a place with outdoor seating. The Southern Cafe has a great outdoor seating area to help social distance, and I get to enjoy my breakfast outdoors. Open 6:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. to give you plenty of time to grab an amazing breakfast or lunch. Now get your butt over to the Southern Cafe on Roselle Road.
Hello?
It's speed walking day.
Dorothy? You're breaking up.
Did I mention we'd be slowing down when we pass the court where those fine brothers play ball?
I heard that.
Reduce your risk of cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Get active, eat right, and maybe even run into Mr. Right. Isn't sisterhood beautiful? For more information, go to everydaychoices.org. Brought to you by the American Cancer Society, the American Diabetes Association, the American Heart Association, the Ad Council, and this station.
Alert! Alert! Be gone, maxed out credit cards, overdue loans, suffocating interest rates, and relentless collection agencies. If your credit rating is making you and others around you cringe, there's only one thing to do, and that's to turn to the professionals at Creative Credit Solutions. Even if your credit is less than perfect, we'll help you get back on track. You can do it, and we can help. Call today or visit creativecreditsolutions.net for your free credit check report.
Blow the whistle on SportsTownChicago.com. Mondays and Fridays from 2 to 3 p.m. as we talk NFL.
The game plan was really sound.
The quarterback league. It has been. It still is.
Franchise-defining quarterbacks.
College football.
Will Jim Harbaugh make it through the season as Michigan's head coach?
Some more Big Ten talk.
And here's some things you wouldn't expect.
I would have never expected that.
Get all of that and more on Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com.
Back to your home for sports. SportsTownChicago.com. Scoreboard update.
Was afternoon update. I guess we can get into fantasy. Fantasy football. Oh, I got his scores up here. Oh yeah. So, Jets fire general manager Joe Douglas. After 3-8 start, he gets fired. The MLB Rookie Awards were given out last night, with Lewis Gill of the Yankees taking home AL Rookie of the Year, and Paul Skeens. Yeah, I can't read the rest of it, so And then Tennessee's loss to Georgia will rise this week in college football rankings, while Brigham Young should fall behind Boise State after Saturday night's loss to Kansas. Also, don't look for any changes in the top 5 after Oregon beat Wilson. So, yeah, so now we're going to be talking about fantasy football and getting into some of that. So, now we can go with Charlie and see what he has to say.
Alrighty, so diving into our third segment, we're going to be talking fantasy football pick'em. Real quick, I just wanted to go over my fantasy team for this week, who I started this week, and why. I'll show you guys why, because I put up 180 points. But so I started Jaden Daniels, Saquon Barkley, J.K. Dobbins. Well, I'll just go through like the harder decisions because a lot of these dudes are auto starts. So I mean, I actually started the year with Jaden Daniels and Baker Mayfield. I drafted both of them, and then traded Baker for J.K. Dobbins and Nico Collins and someone, I think. But I also had to give up Bijan Robinson. He was my first round pick. And then Saquon I was like pick 10. And then I went 10. And then what I picked again at like 14, I think it would be. But yeah, so I picked again at 14. So 10 and 14, I had Saquon and Bijan. I thought like literally I came out winning the draft, but I'm actually worst team in the league. 12 out of 12. Actually, no, after this week, I'm up to 10. But I mean, I've had zero weeks where all my team is like healthy and playing at the same time, which that happens. I mean, it's football. But anyways, this week I had 73 points out of my tight ends. I started Bowers and Taysom Hill. Literally every single dude from my team scored a touchdown that's starting. Like, okay, so I had Jaden Daniels scored a touchdown. Saquon Barkley scored 2. J.K. Dobbins scored 2. Zay Flowers scored a touchdown. Nico Collins scores a touchdown on the first play of the Cowboys game. It gets called back for a holding, so he would have scored 2. Brock Bowers scores a touchdown. Taysom Hill scores 3. Ken Walker scores a touchdown. And then I had Saints defense, and they didn't score anything. But I mean, pretty impeccable week. I literally won by 93 points. Bless you. So I mean, some of the harder decisions I have to make now on this is now I have traded for Justin Herbert. So now I mean it's if I want to start Herbert or Daniels. Herbert balled out this week better. But I mean, I think Daniels is like the third fantasy quarterback in the league this year. He's 6 right now, but I mean, you already know he's a stud. I mean, I've been telling everyone, and mark my words, within 2 years from now, from this date, he will be an MVP in the league for sure. Future Super Bowl winning quarterback, multiple MVP winner. He'll be so good because y'all already know where he went to school. But all right, we'll let Ethan dive into some of his fantasy pick'ems from this week.
Is that on here? So it. Okay. Pick.
Yes, I mean, while he's researching that, we'll go over some more of my decisions I have to make for this team. I mean, Tajay Spears, I got him on the bench. He'll probably never even see my starting lineup. Actually, I can guarantee it. I got DeMarcus Robinson as well. He'll never see it. I mean, he had one beast game, and I didn't even play him. But then I got Ray McLeod. He won't see it. Jordan Addison's a beast, but I mean, this has to be such a fluky week for Taysom Hill. But I mean, you as a Saints fan, you know he's good for at least 2 or 3 like 30+ point fantasy games each year, and he's a quarterback and a tight end. You could play him. I played him in my flex. So, all right, we'll let Ethan.
Still not ready.
Okay, still not ready. So, I mean, jumping around. We'll go to some more pick'em. What I wanna. Some matchups we like. Why don't you give the matchups you like, Ethan?
Who will win the matchups?
No, the picks you like this week. The paper I gave you.
Oh yeah. I like Baker Mayfield against the Giants. I did not like Najee Harris against the Browns, and yeah. I loved a ton against Tennessee.
Let me see it. Sorry.
It's an A.
I can't even read it.
Yeah, here, take it.
Joe Mixon.
Oh, Joe Nixon against Tennessee. Sorry about that. I'm not the biggest fantasy guy, so.
It's fine. It's fine. So Joe Mixon, yeah, I mean, he balled out last night. Literally, he had 3 touchdowns. So, yeah, you got to start him this week. Got to. Let's dive into some more. While Ethan's, are you still searching around?
Yeah, I don't know how to find it.
Just look up like fantasy. I don't even know. Oh, gambling restricted. I'm not trying to gamble.
Yeah. So,
it's because it's on DraftKings.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go into some more stardom situms. I mean, I want to look at the stardom situms from last week. See how accurate this Michael Florio is. I've actually heard him a bunch. Yeah, I mean, so he said stardom, Russell Wilson. Yeah, I mean, that was a good pick. Said start Jared Goff against the Jags. He balled out. Stafford balled out too. He said to start him. Sit him. He had Geno, Sam Darnold, Caleb Williams, Rodgers. Rodgers had a bad game again. I mean, he's just so washed now. You could see that atrophy in that Achilles. He just is unable to move the same way or even close to what he used to move like. Like his escapability is literally on like 0 this year. All right, how long we got, Ethan?
About 50 seconds.
50 seconds. All right. So we're gonna have Ethan count down from 50. No, I'm kidding. All right. Chiefs get their first loss. That's something interesting. Finally, someone knocks off the Chiefs. I mean, felt like it was never gonna happen, but also felt like, I mean, the Saints have led games for a longer period of time this year than the Chiefs had. So, I mean, riddle me that. How does that make sense? They're just, refs love them. I don't know. Bills finally win one. Josh Allen, I mean, has to be the second best quarterback in the league. If you think otherwise, like, you're not looking at the full game. Mahomes obviously is the, I don't know, this year he's kind of stinking it up, but I mean, his team's 9-1. You can't argue with that. He wins. But next to him is Josh Allen for sure. It's got to be just physically. I mean, physically, he's the best quarterback in the league, I'd say. Lamar is such an athlete and so fast, but like all 260 pounds. But I mean, we're gonna go into commercial break here. We'll see you back in a second here.
This is your home for sports. Longtime fan, sports is like life. SportsTownChicago.com.
What's up, Chicago? If you're ever, and I mean ever, out looking for good urban food 24/7, come down to White Palace Grill, located 1159 South Canal Street in Chicago. White Palace Grill is open 365 days a year since 1939. I personally love the steak and egg dinner, but whether you like burgers for breakfast, steak for lunch, or French toast for dinner, White Palace is the place for you. The diner is a 24-hour urban oasis. Come now, come later. Hey, come now and later. We never close at White Palace Grill, located 1159 South Canal Street in Chicago. Visit us at whitepalace.com or order with Uber Eats or Grubhub anytime, any day.
Daddy, when you look at me, I could see your wheels turning. About what am I going to be when I grow up? A major league first baseman? Maybe a point guard for a national champ.
The odds of a child becoming a professional athlete are 1 in 16,000. Far-fetched? Maybe. But did you know the odds of a child being diagnosed with autism are 1 in 166? That's right, 1 in 166. To learn the signs of autism, go to autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Go to Lux Barbershop for the best barbers and stylists in Plainfield, Illinois. I go there when I have an important event, date, or I just want to look good. The straight razor shave will have you looking fresh and smooth. Lux Barbershop is open 7 days a week. Go to Lux Barbershop for the finest barbers, stylists, braiders, and massage therapists in the southern suburbs. Check out all their daily deals on Facebook, Instagram, and luxbarbershop.com.
Hi, this is Joe Perry and Steven Tyler of Aerosmith for Red. You know, it's okay to rock and roll and party down. Just don't get in that 2,000-pound bullet when you're done and cocked. And please don't drink and drive. I'm the one that jaded you.
A reminder that friends don't let friends drive drunk. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council, U.S. Department of Transportation, National Association of Broadcasters, and RAD.
The Chicago Dogs are back on SportsTownChicago.com. Tune in to the season opener against the Sioux City Explorers, Friday, May 28th at Impact Field in Rosemont. First pitch at 7:05 p.m. Hear all the action right here on SportsTownChicago.com.
Welcome back to Football with the Fellas. Sorry. Today, in this, we're going to talk about Heisman Trophy odds. So yeah, we got Travis Hunter in Colorado, negative 350. So he's the favorite, and bet $10 to win 1258 86 in total. Sorry. Then we got Ashton Jeanty. Is that how you say it? Genty. From Boise State, positive 380. Bet $10 to win $48 in total. Cam Ward from Miami. Bet positive 1,300. Bet $10 to win and win 140 in total. Dylan Gabriel from Oregon. Positive 2,500. Bet $10 to win $260 in total. Jalen Milroe, Alabama. Positive 2,800. Bet 10 to win and win 290 in total. Curtis Rourke from Indiana. Positive 3,000. Bet $10 to win and win 310 in total. Jackson Dart, Ole Miss. Positive 4,000. Bet $10 to win win 410 in total. Shader Sanders, Colorado. What? Shader Sanders, Colorado. Positive 7,500. Bet $10 to win $760 in total. Cade Klubnik, Clemson. Bet positive 15,000. Bet $10 to win $1,510 in total. Dylan Sampson from Tennessee, 15,000 to win $10 and 1,510 in total, or bet $10 to win 1,510. Will Howard from Ohio State, positive 20,000. Bet $10 to win $2,010 in total. Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State, positive 20,000. Bet $10 to win $2,010 in total. Quinn Ears from Texas. Years from Texas.
Ewers. You're
Yeah.
so close, but
Yeah.
Ewers.
Positive 20,000. Bet $10 to win $2,010 in total. Riley Leonard, Notre Dame. Positive 25,000. Bet $10 to win $2,510 in total. Drew Aller from Penn State. Positive 25,000. Bet $10 to win $2,500 in total. And finally, Carson Beck from Georgia. Positive 25,000. Bet $10 to win $2,510 in total. Now let's go to Charlie for more on.
Yeah, I mean, more on the Heisman odds. I mean, obviously Travis Hunter right now is like the betting favorite, but also he should be. You know what I mean? There's such good reason for it. We've never, ever seen the level of consistency between offense and defense, like on a player. Like, who was the last one? Chris Gamble or whatever for Ohio State. Yeah, I mean, and then what? He played corner in the league, I think, but receiver and both. So he went corner. I think Travis Hunter should also go corner. I mean, he's last. I mean, obviously Charles Woodson was a beast both ways in college, but this is obviously not going to be replicable in the NFL. He's just not going to be able to pull this same stunt, like be able to play against a NFL offense and an NFL defense. But you can't deny that he's doing it to, like, if he was just a receiver, he'd be a top 5 receiver. He's just a cornerback. He's a top 5 corner in the nation. So both of them, he's top 5 at his position at, and just the combination of him being both. Who else? Champ Bailey was another one that was played both sides and went corner. So a lot of these dudes, once they get to the NFL, they go corner. And I think receiver is more where the money's at now, because you got to be a top 5 corner to reset the market contractually, but receiver, you can be top 20. You know what I mean? Every offseason, the receiver market gets completely reset and added on and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, if he wants to go where the money's at, receiver, but I think his defensive ability, like the ball tracking and the way you can see it in the air and just his cardio would way more benefit the defense. I think he could be such a shut down corner in such a little time. I mean, he already is, but yeah, I mean, he's a beast. Who else?
What else do you got?
Consideration. I'm just trying to find what the recent. Okay, yeah. So here's some recent examples of odds on like Heisman favorites that didn't win. So this would be like if Travis didn't win it, because right now he is the favorite. So we had Bo Nix in 2023 was supposed to win it, but it went to Jaden Daniels, obviously, the GOAT. Where'd this list go? Here we go. And CJ Stroud was entering, and Bo Nix was the favorite entering the conference championship week. So, I mean, yeah, he didn't have many more weeks to play. Let me see. Yeah, CJ Stroud 2021 was leading, entering week 13. He lost it. 2020, Kyle Trask was leading it. Tua in 2018 was leading and entering week 3. Or no, entering the SEC championship. He was at under 1,000. Wow. 2011, Andrew Luck entering the Pac-12 championship was leading in the Heisman poll. He also didn't win. What's the hand for?
5 minutes.
Okay. We'll let Ethan hop back. Talk about what he wants to talk about while I research something.
All right. So basically, can look at more scores real quick. Let me get those up. I'll just read off some scores until.
Sounds good.
So the ones that we didn't already talk about, we have. Already talked about that. The Vikings and Titans went 23-13. Raiders and Dolphins went 19-34. Colts and Jets, I don't think we talked about them. Colts 28, Jets 27. Falcons 6, Broncos 38. Seahawks 20, 49ers 17. The Chiefs 21-30. The Bengals 27-34. And then yesterday, the Texans 34, Cowboys 10.
Alrighty, so we're gonna dive into the updated college football rankings from the past week. So like after this slate's or after this weekend's games, what the new rankings are. So we still got Oregon at 1, still 11-0. And then Ohio State at 2, which they got a big game against Indiana here, who's ranked 5, and they're 10-0. Their quarterback's balling; he's looking like a beast. But I mean, that'll be a great game to watch, honestly, this weekend. Number 3, we got Texas. 4 is Penn State. 5, Indiana again, still undefeated. So I mean, we'll see if Ohio State snaps that. They probably will, but you never know. I mean, that'll be a great matchup regardless. Notre Dame is sitting at the 6th slot. They're bumped up 2 points after this week. Only lost this year to Northern Illinois University, which is near where I live, so it's sweet. Number 7, Bama. They're Bama. Lost to Vandy Hurts. 8, we got Georgia. They look nothing like they have the past couple of years. Carson Beck shouldn't be a NFL quarterback, I think. He still will be. He'll still probably get drafted the first round, but I mean, we'll see. I wouldn't take him personally. Ole Miss in the 9th slot. 10 is Tennessee, rounds it out. They're falling massively after this week. Then we got Miami at 11, Boise State at 12. I mean, they'll probably be 2 Power 5 teams in this year. I mean, with Boise State getting in as well. Obviously off the back of Ashton Genty, but let's see, Washington State at 25. To what?
2 minutes.
Okay. All right, we'll let Ethan catch us up here.
Keep on going.
I mean, there's not. You just want me to read off 20 teams?
Yeah, well, I guess we're at a minute left anyway. So, thank you all for watching football with the fellas this week. That was about our show for the week. We know this was our very first show, so if you were here, thank you for coming. You have anything to add about?
Yeah, I mean, make sure to catch us back next week on the same time. You can also hit us up on Instagram at Football with the Fellas, the same name. It's just all one word. So hit us up on Instagram this week and let us know who you got in your fantasy football stardom sit-em this week and who your favorite football team is.
Mm-hmm. And this week was our first show, so
yeah,
it wasn't the best show, but we will improve as time goes on. Next week we might have a guest on, maybe not. We'll see.
But make sure to tune back at the same time, same platform.
Make sure to turn back, same time, same platform. You'll see us improve, become better. And we'll probably have more to talk about next week with the games that are happening.
Alrighty. We're gonna yep. We'll wrap her up here. Yep. Have a good one.
So that's it for Football with the Fellas. Thank you for watching.
Good night.
and good night.
This is your home for sports.
This is the best fans in the world.
No better team. SportsTownChicago.com.
Are you ready for this? Valley View Automotive has all of the hottest SUVs you've been looking for. Enjoy a test drive and the opportunity to drive one of these powerful vehicles off the lot for half the price. Yes, half the price. Now's the time to get yourself to Valley View by car, on foot, or even by air to take advantage of this outrageous sale. You better get here quickly, because this promotion is only going on for 24 hours, and the automobiles are leaving the lot faster than you can say four-wheel drive. Valley View Automotive, a dealership you can depend on.
Hey, I'm Andy Griggs, asking you to help prevent domestic violence. Domestic violence isn't a woman's issue. It hurts all of us. Women are injured and killed every day by their husbands and boyfriends. So it's time for men to take action right now to teach boys that violence against women is wrong, to help prevent abuse before it starts. Call the Family Violence Prevention Fund at 1-800-END-ABUSE to get a free Take Action kit containing tips on what to say to boys. That's 1-800-END-ABUSE. Teach early.
Indeed is the #1 job search user with over 250 million monthly users. Indeed's priority is to help everyone in the job searching process to find a job by uploading 10 new job opportunities every 10 seconds worldwide. With Indeed, you have free access to job searches, resume uploads, and company researches. There are over 10,000 employees at Indeed that pursue to help people find the job they are looking for. They connect with millions of people to new opportunities. Go to Indeed.com and sign up for free and create a resume and let Indeed do the rest to help you on your job search.
Hey, I'm Jesus Mauricio. Be sure to tune in every Friday to listen to Zeus Off the Bat, a baseball talk show from 1 to 2 p.m., where I'll be discussing and updating you on all things about baseball, news, predictions, reactions, and more about the Cubs, Sox, and everything across the league. Happens every Friday at 1 p.m. right here on SportsTownChicago.com. Don't forget to follow and share our Twitter and Instagram with your friends at Zeus Off the Bat. Zeus Off the Bat.